everybody, Lesleyanne here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and it's that time again when I've done lots of decluttering. I've sorted out some of my drawers, like t-shirts, vest tops, all of that, and I've actually managed to get rid of like 3 45-litre size, I think they are, bags to go to charity shop. Just don't wear it anymore. Yeah, so I'm just taking it all to the charity shop. So I thought I'd just come on, having had my bath. No, I didn't. I had a shower. Just get all my bits and bobs out that I need. Tuck that under there again. I don't think I'll put anything else on. I'll just make it really simple tonight, I think. Yeah, so I thought I'd come on and just have a quick chat. This is the, what is this? Oh gosh, this is the Elizabeth Shaw. Yeah, Elizabeth Grant, Elizabeth Shaw. That's mince, isn't it? Always food on the mind, always. This is the Elizabeth Grant Jerusalem Absolute with probiotic yogurt 24-hour eye cream. I love this stuff. I've had it ages, but you've got this little like vibrating bit that really helps your eyes. So you just sort of squeeze some of the product up like that, pop it on, and then you can just massage your eyes. Right, so I thought I'd come on, just do a quick update. Loads of you very, very, very kindly have been asking me how I am since my surgery. So I'm going to do an update now for you. I am now 9 weeks post-op. I'm 9 weeks post-op. I'm 9 weeks post-op, and everything's fine. I've got a tiny little bit on my scar that's still a little bit scabby, hasn't completely healed yet, but it mostly has healed. However, I still get some pain if I walk for too long. If I stand up for too long, I still get some like pulling in like the bladder area. I guess it's just everything going back, isn't it? Night cream. This is by Face Therapy. Yeah, it's just everything sort of settling back, really. However, since having the cyst removed and the ovaries and the fallopian tubes and that sort of stuff, my back problem has now come back, and I think that is because the size of the cysts, because they were all so huge, I think they were sort of supporting my back a bit, and of course now they're not there. I don't have that support. Just been told my dinner's ready, guys. I'm just gonna go down and eat it, and I'll be straight back up. Okay. Dinner had, and then I just quickly popped on my little nightie. So as I was saying, I'm just going to go with some more moisturiser, because sort of having been down and eaten, I don't know, it's sort of sunk in an awful lot really quickly. Yeah, so I'm still getting a lot of discomfort, I suppose, but then they did say recovery should be about 12 weeks. So I'm not quite there yet, but I am feeling so much better than I did. And the pain that I had in the groin when I had them, that isn't there. The pain that I've got now is totally different. It's more to do with my back again now. As I say, I'm kind of convinced actually that they were helping to support my back. Now the other thing is, years ago, years and years ago, I mean, I'm talking about, oh, I don't know, 30 years ago, something like that. I had a lump on my hip, on my right hip, and I had it removed. It was just a lipoma, but I had surgery to have it removed because it was big and it was uncomfortable. So I had that removed, and that they said was like the size of a small grapefruit, and they got it all out in the casement and everything, so it shouldn't return. Well, then a couple of years later I had regrowth there again, but it felt different. And so anyway, I went back. I then had to have surgery again, but with the first one I was cut about that much on my hip for it to be removed. On the second one I was literally cut from groin all the way up to the top of my hip, probably about that length, I suppose. And this one, that particular one, was apparently it was like sort of ginger, you know, like, is it stem ginger? You know, you could buy ginger, can't you? And it's all kind of like tree-like. Well, it was like that. And they said it had like branches going off in different directions. They removed what they could, but some of the bits they couldn't remove because they'd have to move other things, like, to be able to get to them. So they took out what they could, and they said, you know, hopefully it won't come back. Well, it has come back, and I know that it's been back for a while. Probably, I'd say some years now. I know it's there, I can feel it. But because I've had so much going on with my back, and then this, you know, with the ovaries and everything, obviously that needed to be sorted out first. Elsie, what's the matter? Elsie, come here, please. That needed to be sorted out first because obviously, you know, the importance, it was being, you know, I was being investigated under the cancer pathway. So that took priority over everything. So anyway, as you know, I've had all of that done now. This lump is, as I say, I know it's back, it's growing, it's painful. But I'm absolutely certain it's just going to be the same as it was before. I will eventually go back to the doctors about it, but there's no way I want to put myself through any surgery anytime soon. So I will go to the doctors and I will talk to them about it, and I should say, you know, what are the chances do you think it's going to be? Exactly the same sort of thing as it was before. Just one of those things. I think I'm just one of those people that grows lumps, you know. I think my mum does. My mum's been sort of similar to me. I'm just one of those people. I mean, when I was 18, I had 7 lumps removed from my breast. They were nothing to be worried about. And I was very young, you know, and back then when they cut you, they kind of really did sort of like, they were really brutal. And so on my left breast at the side, I've got a cut that goes literally from under boob right up to nipple, and then under my bust exactly the same from under up to nipple. And they took 7 away, and they were all nothing. They were just all like lumps of nothing. I just think I'm one of those people. But I will get that, you know, I will discuss it with them and say, look, you know, obviously if there's any urgency, then you know, we'll do something about it. But if you think it's not, or if I can afford to wait for a little while to get over this surgery, then hopefully that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, the good news is, my loves, the good news is what you've all been asking me, have I had my results yet from pathology? And yes, I have, and I don't have any cancer at all. I don't have any cancer at all. So they were all benign. Everything that came out of me was benign. In case you didn't know, if you are new to my channel, then hi, I'm Lesleyanne. I'm a bit late saying that again, aren't I? Yeah, I had 3 huge ovarian cysts. I had one on one side or one on the other side with another one growing on top of that one. And they were like 23 centimetres each, around 23 centimetres each. They were very, very big. And so my surgery was a very long surgery, and I had a midline cut down, sort of from here all the way down. So yeah, that's why recovery is so long. But yeah, as I say, the good news is everything was benign. They also did like a washout while I was, you know, in surgery. So they washed everything out in the whole of like that abdominal pelvic cavity. They washed everything out, gave it all a good wash, and there weren't any cancer cells, so that is fantastic news. So yeah, I can at least report to you the good news. But you know, we all need to keep an eye on ourselves, don't we? Right, the other thing I want to talk to you about is Teddy, my little dog. Well, one of my little dogs. As you know, he's been quite poorly, and they were investigating him for Cushing's disease. They thought he had Cushing's disease, and the last procedure he had was an abdominal ultrasound scan, scanning his liver and everything, and all his blood tests and everything. Anyway, the vet phoned me to say that he's at the very early stages of Cushing's disease, which means they can't do anything with treating him at the moment. I think it's all to do with like the pituitary gland, and you know, if left untreated, then they can go into organ failure. But it's a bit like, it's nothing like diabetes, but you know, like if you're told you're pre-diabetic, they can't treat you for diabetes until you become diabetic, or you don't. And it's the same sort of scenario. They can't treat him for Cushing's until he goes full-blown and develops it. So they are talking now to the other veterinary surgery, because Teddy's got cataracts. He is only 6. And he's got cataracts, and he has now gone totally blind in his left eye, and he has very, very tiny amount of sight in his right eye now. He's bumping into things. When he goes into the garden, he sits at the opposite side of the door to come in, even though the door's open. So say he's bumping into things now. So we are just waiting to find out when they can do his cataract surgery. They wanted to get the Cushing's disease confirmed or not confirmed. You know, they needed to get all that side of it sorted first so that they could get him on treatment before they then embarked on doing his eyes. If he was an old dog, I would probably not put him through it, but he's a young dog, and I feel that if they can give him his sight back, and they seem to, you know, the ophthalmic vet has said that he's a very good candidate. The cataracts are a good, you know, ready to be removed sort of thing. I know it's slightly worrying because with dogs, apparently it's not like when we humans have their cataracts removed. You have one done, then you go back and have another one. With the dogs, they do them both at the same time. And obviously we're awake during the surgeries when we have ours done. But with dogs, they are not only put to sleep and anaesthetised, they are paralysed, and the only part of their body, the organ that's working, is their heart. So they are on total life support during the surgery because they cannot risk a flutter of the eyes. The eyes have to be completely paralysed so that they can work on them. I think it's fairly quick, you know. They did say that because his eyes are quite tiny, they wouldn't know until they started doing the operation whether they could actually put a new lens in, whether it would fit. It might be that they get a lens to fit one eye, but maybe not the other eye. It really depends. However, she said that they do plenty of cataract removals where they cannot put another lens in, and the dogs are absolutely fine. She said the advantage of having a lens is they can see close up. So it would be like, you know, I need glasses for reading and stuff like that, for knitting, crafting. And she said it's like that. Close-up work would be blurry. So anything close would be blurry, but anything long distance, you know, they'd be able to see absolutely fine, no problem at all. So, yeah, we've like checked everything out with the insurance company, and you know, all that side of it is now sorted. But I'm waiting now for that particular ophthalmic veterinary surgeon, to call me back to say when she wants to do the surgery on Teddy. Normally they would stay in overnight, but she said Teddy's a little bit, because he has a lot of, he was mistreated and we rescued him, and he still has a bit of anxiety, well, quite a lot of anxiety if he's away from us. So she said, you know, you could take him home that night, but then it would be, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks of constant eye drops, different ones, different times of the day. And I said, well, that's fine. Whatever it takes, I will do it for my animals or anyone, you know. So that's that. So the good news is he doesn't have Cushing's. The bad news is he does appear to be in the early stages, but whether it would continue or whether it would just stay as it is, which means he doesn't need any treatment, but it's just getting his little eyes done for him so that he can have a lovely life again. You know, when we take him out for his little walks, I mean, Luke, my son, takes them out every day for their walks. He doesn't want to go far, literally doesn't want to go. He just wants to go sort of like up the road, really, and then he wants to come home because he's unsure of where he's going. And of course we don't take him out in the heat either. It's always like when it's much cooler in the evening. But yes, that's my updates, my loves. Really, that's everything I've got to tell you. So yeah, I do appreciate so much everyone. I'm just going to put my UK lash serum on. Every one of you who has asked me what my results are, and they are really good news. Yeah, back's playing me up. I've got this thing on my hip, which, I'm in motorbikes. Still got, you know, got this thing on my hip, which is, I can see it, it's there, it's a lump, you know, it's kind of pushing out a bit. But I'm not fretting about that. My main concern in having the surgery that I've already had was just to make sure everything was removed and there wasn't any cancer. I'm not all about having stuff done for vanity at all. So if they say to me that they think everything's fine with it, I mean, maybe they'll be able to do like a little biopsy or something to find out. But we will wait and see. Do you know, other than putting on a little bit of this little lip balm, that's it tonight. That's all I'm putting on. Not putting on anything else. It's so hot that I just sweat everything off anyway. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed just this little catch up. I have been saying to, like, some of you who've asked in the comments, you know, are you going to tell us if you had your results? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to. Honestly, I'm going to, and I've done it now. So I'm going to try and get this video up today, if I can, tonight. It's already, I don't even know what the time is. What's the time? I don't know. But it's probably 8 o'clock in the evening, something like that. So I'm going to try and get it up now. Get my hair brushed. And I'm going to go and have a nice hot drink and then think about an early night. Thank you so much, every single one of you who has, you know, wished me well and been so kind as to ask me how I am. It means the absolute world to know that you actually care about me, and I care so much for all of you for being so kind. I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care of yourselves, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.